What is the cost of Google advertising? You may be asking yourself, how do we get started in advertising on Google? But what's all involved? Well, the Google platform offers paid search advertising, YouTube video advertising, display advertising, shopping advertising, so a lot of options for you to pick from. This means you could also waste a lot of money showing your ads to the wrong target. When thinking about your Google advertising costs, there's really two big buckets of costs. What you're going to pay your ad agency to set things up and to manage them on an ongoing basis, and what you're going to pay to the ad platform, in this case, Google. The first cost is the research and setup and the management of the ongoing campaigns. Those costs are determined based on how much effort is needed to research, how many campaigns, are you just doing search, are you doing video, does video content need to be created? All of these things go into determining how much time and effort it will take to create those campaigns and get them ready to launch. That's your first cost away, and it's typically a one-time setup fee. The one-time setup fee costs are typically $3,500 to $7,500, depending on the complexity of what we're trying to accomplish, how many campaigns across how many Google platforms. The second is the ongoing management fee. Our monthly management fees are determined based on the work we need to do to create the ad campaigns, launch them, and manage them. Again, this is for tracking, reporting, optimizing, everything that the team's going to do month in, month out. It's very important that this happens, that they're tracking the right data, they're looking at which ads are being effective, which ads aren't, turning things on, turning things off. Many agencies make their fees on a percentage of the advertising buy. So for example, if you spend $100,000 in advertising, they could charge you 20% to 30% to 40% of that advertising buy in management fees. At US Digital Partners, we don't believe in that. We think that's the wrong incentive. Charging a percent of the advertising buy only incents the agency to want to spend more and more in order to make more and more. Instead, we fix our costs for setup and monthly management in order to deliver to you the best value. The ongoing management fees are typically $1,800 a month on the low end, all the way up to $7,500 a month or above. We will look to adjust the monthly management fees as the goals and priorities change over time, so that we don't just set it and forget it forever. So the second big bucket is what you're going to pay to Google, and that depends on setting a budget. What you pay Google for the actual ads will depend on the complexity of your campaigns. So if you're running paid search campaigns all across the United States or even internationally, you're going to pay more the broader reach your campaigns are. If you're running video ads, you're going to pay based on impressions. If you're running shopping ads, you're going to pay based on shopping searches and your ad displaying your products at that time. So all of these factors go into determining what your monthly spend will be. You set a budget, maybe $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month, and your ad agency will determine some of this will go to search, some of this will go to video, some of this will go to display. The budget is really up to you to determine with your agency partner, and it depends on how aggressive you really want to get. We recommend a minimum spend on Google of about $2,500 to $3,500 a month going directly to Google in order to experiment effectively and test and learn. This is just an entry-level budget recommendation, and over time, we will look to optimize that. We'll determine whether we should spend more in certain areas and spend less in other areas. It's very hard to see good results if you spend too little. You have to commit and spend enough to get the data back to determine, is this going to be effective for your business? So in summary, there's really two buckets of costs: the costs you're going to pay an agency to prepare and launch the campaigns and to manage them month in and month out, and the costs you're going to pay directly to the platform, in this case, Google. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to learn more about your business.